identity, or someone else comes in and put it. That's what the enemy does. What the enemy does is it comes and tells you that you are defeated, you're anxiety, you're a depressed person, you're defeated, you're a drug addict, you're just into pornography, you have no good things going on. They'll just put their identity, the enemy will put their identity in your life, and oftentimes we struggle to recognize who we are. And I believe that today is going to be the day, not only just to set, God is going to set our identity straight, but also our lives and also get close to God. And how many of you believe in Jesus?
Amen.
Oh wow, almost everyone. So how many of you have faith in Jesus? Because believing in Jesus, it's like the Bible says even demons believe in Jesus, they shudder. So then I wanted to ask, how many of you have faith in Jesus? And then how many of you have faith that acts? Acts, which means that's a working faith. Oftentimes we have faith, but the faith is not really workable. Yeah, I have faith, but is that faith is moving it? Is that faith is having any significant impact in your life? Where is your Christian life going? So for the next few minutes, I want to talk to you about a faith that acts. And thank you again for the introduction, brother. My name is Paul. I come from India, and I just wanted to share with you before I start my sermon that my family got saved and got to know Jesus when two American missionary brothers in 1970s they were preaching the gospel in the streets and telling them about Jesus in the streets. Nobody was coming. Nobody was just actually in the streets. But my dad had tuberculosis, and he was suffering, and they were from a different caste system family. So they were going to all the hospitals to get healing and to receive God's, healing. And she was also doing witchcrafts and going to witch doctors so that at least she could help her son to survive from that disease. And all the doctors said, there is no hope, your son is going to die in the next few days. There's no hope. It is better for you to take your son home so that it would be cheap for you to bury your son when he's alive at home. I mean, when you take him alive. Because when he dies, so it would be more expensive to take in the vehicle so that it would cost more. In that hopelessness, my grandma and my grandpa were bringing my dad home, and in the middle, they stopped in one of the relatives' house. In that house, what happened was there were two missionary brothers from America. They were preaching that gospel will save you, and gospel will heal you. Jesus will restore your life. Jesus will save your life. Jesus will heal you for free. Hallelujah. The word free caught my grandma's ear. And I said, okay, I tried everything. I went to all the gods that I can go. I did all the goats and all the chickens and all the sacrifices I can give. Now let me give a try with this God. And they went, and my grandma just covered my dad and went there and asked him to pray for him, and they prayed. In that same night, my dad got completely healed from tuberculosis. And today he's serving the Lord, he's pastoring churches, and he's also helping so many native missionaries to turn towards Jesus, and also helping so many native missionaries building churches and doing the work of God. I want to share with you that so many years ago, because of the two faithful missionary brothers from America, my family got saved. And as I come here to study and educate myself, I begin to see, because for us out of America, it's like a Christian nation. But as I come in here and I see, no, it's no more Christian nation. The devil is deceiving people left and right. People are losing their hope in Jesus. Not only in Jesus, they're also losing hope in themselves. People are losing the identity in themselves, and they don't know who they are. And the world, the enemy is slowly creeping into families, attacking children, attacking individuals, attacking families, and the divorce rates have gone so much. Anxiety and depression rates have gone so much, and suicidal rates have gone so much. And I wonder what is happening. Once upon a time, this nation stood on God. Once upon a time that God used this nation to spread the gospel of Jesus to the entire world. Now the enemy is slowly creeping in, and I begin to understand there is only one reason, because people are turning away from God and looking for truth which is not true. Trying to find truth that is not the gospel. Trying to find truth that itches their hearts and itches their ears. But forgetting what